Hello, friends. Hello, my friends, and Gary Goyles. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Sorry, the intro was a little bit longer than usual. I was having a tech difficulty, and I haven't solved it. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna wing it. I don't have a preview, guys, and I was watching it on my phone just to get the countdown music, get this timed right. But I do need my phone open for notes. So I'm completely blind. So I'm relying on you good people to let me know if the stream starts lagging, if you can't hear me, anything like that. I'm going to need your guys' help. So, hello, welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello, Judge Jeff. Great to see you as always. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Delgal. Thank you very much. I saw you using the Gary Goyle emoji, so I thought I'd get in on that action too. Can everyone hear me okay? I think that the audio was miles and miles better. I've once again forgotten how to talk in the last stream. Still some improvements to be made. I'm hoping I've made them for this stream. We'll see. But as long as you guys can hear me, that's the main thing, because I've turned some settings down. So let me know if I'm a little bit quiet, please, in the chat. And let me know how you're doing, how your weekend has gone, or is going, for those of you who are a few hours behind me and still got most of your Sunday left. I can hear you. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Hello, all. Happy Sunday. Hello, Tanya. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. While we are gathering ourselves, if you're watching this on a playback, or even if you're watching this live and you're not yet subscribed, I have set the target for next year of 10,000 subscribers. I've been watching my subscriber count fluctuating so much, and I think it's because I'm posting a lot on my community tab, and it's probably getting to some people. So a lot of people are unsubscribing whilst people are still subscribing. Thankfully, we're getting more subscribers than we are unsubscribers, so we're still slowly climbing. But I would really appreciate it if you're enjoying this content and you haven't subscribed yet. Please make sure that you do subscribe. And as always, please make sure you like this video if you're watching it as a playback. And especially if you're watching live, please like the video so that, as you guys know, we're all veterans here, I think. Haven't seen any new faces just yet. But as you know, if you like this video while we're live, it's going to really help push the playback out to more of my subscribers. And the playbacks are doing really, really well. I think the majority of them are hitting 100 views and we're hitting 20 likes, which is, as you know, my target. So thank you so much. Cheers to you. Perfect. Everyone can hear me fine. That's great news. That's great news. We've currently got 4 viewers and only 3 likes on my screen. I'm sure someone is going to correct me on that though. Weekend went so fast. I know, do tell me about it. Have to hang my garland yet. Going to be outside though. Husband doesn't want garland hanging in front of the wood fireplace. That might be a sensible idea. That might be a sensible idea, Tanya. I'm not going to lie. I put up some Christmas lights around the house today. If you've seen my community tab, you'll see my little Christmas tree. But I didn't. I forgot, guys. I completely forgot when I was telling you about Amazon Day. You're only showing one. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, Judge Jeff, you're usually the one that corrects me. What are we gonna do? This is absolute. Mine now says 4 lights. The world has completely flipped. What was I saying? Yeah, when I was telling you about Amazon Day in the last stream, I thought I'd only ordered the Gryffindor stocking. I completely forgot about the Marauders map decoration and the Central Perk coffee mug. So 5 now. Okay, okay, cool. I've still got 4, but Tanya's got 5. So that is. Thank you so much for that heart. 5 likes is always my cue to kind of get on with things. So we're already there. Thank you so much. I do have some things to tell you. Wednesday's child, hello, so good to see you. Thank you for stopping in on this lovely, chilly Sunday evening. I need to do that. Stop doing that as well. I don't know if you guys can see, I can't see the preview, but my Shakespeare scroll that I was telling you all about also arrived as part of Amazon Day, and it is a lot bigger than I realized, which is great. That's not a complaint at all. I thought it was going to be about the size of that. I was expecting that, and that's what arrived. So I'm much more happy. Uh, I'm far more, my pound stretched further. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's on my community tab if you haven't seen the community tab. But that arrived, so I'm gonna keep him in here. So yeah, that's that. I also changed the channel banner a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen it, what you guys think. Let me know. And I'm open to feedback. If you don't think it looks good, then let me know. It's difficult trying to find something that works for desktop, TV, and mobile. I've noticed on the mobile, the shape the Shakespeare frame is slightly in view, so I'll have to move that along just a tiny bit. Yes, I'm checking my notes, guys. There is something. Okay, guys, there is something I want to tell you. It's big news. It's exciting news, and I want to tell you guys. Um, it's not in my notes, but I want to tell you guys. Love the Shakespeare skull. Alas, poor Yorick. Yeah, guys. Okay, before I tell you the really exciting news, tell me I'm wrong here. Tell me I'm not wrong. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, and I haven't got the preview to see. But up here, just above my finger, if the camera can pick it up. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm remembering this wrong. But what it says is, "What light yonder window breaks." And I'm pretty certain. Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong, so my OCD can calm down. I'm pretty certain it should be, "What light through yonder window breaks," not "What light yonder window breaks." Maybe my memory is deceiving me. Someone Google it real quick for me. I'm pretty sure it's "What light through yonder," but soft, "What light through yonder window breaks." Through is missing. Ooh, great idea, Wednesday Charles. Sorry, I keep kissing my lips. That's a bad habit I'm gonna have to get out of. Now all he needs is a raven upon his head. Very nice. Uh, can you do that? I could have. I tell you what, for the second half, um, Wednesday's Child, if you can remember to remind me, if you can remember to remind me, say that again at the end, and I'll fix something up at half time. Love the Shakespeare skull. Great idea. It is through. Oh, I was really hope now my OCD is never not going to be able to notice that. I was certain of it. What light from yonder window breaks? Oh, now through yonder window break. Chris, you got me questioning that now. No, I'm pretty sure but soft, what light through yonder window breaks. 'Tis the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. Oh, it is my lady, oh, it is my love, oh, that she knew she were. That's all I remembered up to. And I only know that because of drama school auditions and stuff. And I still remember it. Pity I don't remember the second half of it. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, then I will no longer be a Capulet. What light through yonder window breaks? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Okay, so who's ready for the exciting news? I want some sort of drum roll in the chat if you're ready for some really exciting news. I want to tell you. I was so excited to tell you guys. I don't know how we'll do a drum roll though. What kind of emojis we got? Maybe just one of these shocked faces. I don't know. How do we do it? How can we get a drum roll going in the chat, guys? Is there an emoji that we can copy and paste a couple of times? Search emoji drum. Oh, there you go, guys. There's actually a military drum. Now see if you can copy and paste that a couple of times in the chat. There you go, Judge Death. Okay, let's get a few of those in the chat going, and I'm going to tell you some really cool news that I really hope you guys will like. Hopefully, I'm not bigging it up too much. Maybe I'm bigging it up too much. Okay. So the exciting news is, guys, I started writing a poem today, and I got 4 lines of poetry down. Probably anticlimactic for those who don't watch on the regular, but for those who are watching regularly and who have been, egging me on to start writing, it finally happened today. And I started writing a poem. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to write. So, but I have started. So anyway, that's the big news. Thank you, Wednesday's Child. Look at that. That's the drum roll. Great news, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really happy with what came out because I haven't written in a year and a half. A year and a half. I just added a year and a good few. Someone can track it down. Whenever I posted that poem, "Flames Burnt Out the Alarms," I don't think that's the official title. It might be, but that was the last time I wrote a poem, so that's got to be over a year ago. Congrats, mate. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. 4 lines of something is better than 4 lines of nothing. 100%. 100%. I appreciate it, guys. Okay, so let's get into discussion because we're already 20 minutes in, and that is um, down to my technical difficulties starting late. And I can't tighten that up any more than it already is. Thank you so much for those love hearts. I appreciate it. And if you're watching the video, don't forget to hit that like. We got 7 viewers and only 5 likes, so make sure you hit that like button, guys. Um, okay, first topic of discussion: advice for beginner poets. I know that most of my subscribers have come from my how to write poetry videos. That might be how the majority of you guys found me. I'm not sure, but I thought it would be nice to hear other people's opinions on this as well, and not just mine. So, um, yeah, I want to know what is your advice for beginner poets? 6 likes, perfect. 6 likes, 6 viewers, love it. We're on a roll, guys, and don't forget we got to get to 10. We got to get to 10 in the next 40 minutes. So if you've got any poetry friends that aren't in the chat right now and not watching, send them a link, get them in here, get them subscribed, get them in the chat talking. What would your advice for beginner poets be? What advice do you have now as an experienced poet that you wish someone gave you before you got started? And obviously, I'm going to get involved in the chat. I'm the host, that's what I'm here for. But I have done a few videos on this. So before I sort of get myself involved in this particular topic, I would really like to hear from you guys first. So, I the baton is now yours, guys. You're now the teachers. The student has become the master, as they say. What would your advice for beginner poets be? Read widely, all kinds of poetry. Yeah, and don't you think that advice not under is it underrated or under? It's not given out enough. I don't think. I don't think when people are saying, "Oh, I'll give an advice to other poets," I don't think reading poetry is often top of the list. And I think it's actually more important than people give it credit for. I think you need to read widely. And I always say this: in order to find your voice, you need to read other people's voices. Voices, I suppose. Because that's how you're going to know what you don't like. And knowing what you don't like is just as important as knowing what you do like. If that makes sense. So that's a good one, Wednesday's Child. Yeah, read widely, all kinds of poetry. Hello, baby mango. Welcome back to the live stream. Sorry for being late. No, no, no. Honestly, you're not even that late. We're just getting started. I was a bit late because I'm still having technical difficulties. So we're kind of winging it. So if anything goes wrong in the stream, if I cut off, if you can't hear me, you guys need to let me know because I'm flying blind at the moment. Read your dictionary every day. Treat it like a Bible. That's a good bit of advice, Judge Death, and I wonder if you got that from a certain rapper, maybe. Did you take that advice from a certain rapper? I have heard Eminem talking about that he used to read the dictionary for pleasure. And I did actually buy my dictionary with that intent. I'm not going to lie to you guys, you got to slap my wrist because I've not yet started that habit, but it is a good habit to get into if you can, for sure. You don't need to love all kinds of poetry, but you can learn from it. Oh, okay. Wednesday's child. I'm in a good mood tonight, by the way, if you can't tell. I'm just having a really good weekend. Obviously, I'm still buzzing from 4 lines of poetry. I know out loud it doesn't sound like much, but you guys know how much that means to me. So I'm riding that wave right now. So I'm in a good playful mood tonight. Um, but yeah, mic drop on that one, Wednesday's child. You don't need to love all kinds of poetry, but you can learn from all kinds of poetry. That's a tattoo right there. Take copious notes. Date everything. Interesting. Okay. Teach me that one, Judge Death. Why date everything? Because I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't mean to say that like I'm not sure on that one. That's a bad bit of advice. I'm curious. Why date everything? Teach me, because I don't date anything. Not even. No, not gonna say it. I'm not gonna put myself down. uh, and make copies. Copies are important, especially if all your writing is on one of these things. Make copies, back up hard drives. If you date everything, you can keep track of poetic growth easier. Good point. Fair enough. Good point. As I've said previously, when editing, always keep always keep your drafts. Each draft one, draft two, draft three, and so on. So if ever you begin to hate the poem, well, first of all, if you begin to hate the poem, put it aside for a little while. Um, put it aside for a little while because you might just be creatively burnt out on that particular poem, and then come back to it a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever. And if you still don't like it, at least you have every draft you've gone through, so you can read back all your drafts and figure out where you went wrong. By the way, Baby Mango, we were talking about you in the last live stream. I don't know if you watched the playback, but we were talking about numerology. I can't remember why we were talking about numerology, but it did come up. I think we started discussing about how our poetry has matured and growth, as you've just said. You should date everything you write so you know when it was written, so nobody can lay claim to your words. That's a good one. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. My writing is a bit different than poetry, more like inspirational. Yeah, that's great. That's very popular. That's very popular. I do write some poetry, thanks to Adam. Oh, thank you. I say start writing about experiences, feelings, what you've seen, what you want to share. That's excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Tanya. I had to strain my eyes throughout that. I think I might be on the path to have it needing glasses. I've been getting headaches a lot lately and needing to sleep a lot. Maybe I'm just getting old, or maybe I need glasses. I always read the dictionary, but learning Eminem read it every day made me get into the habit of reading at least 5 pages a day. Whoa, okay, cool. Okay, great. And do you study the words or do you just read them? Or do you really like make an effort to study it and take in the word and learn the word? Keep notes. Absolutely. I gotta watch the playback. I am busy over the weekdays, but I need to catch up. Yeah, no problem. In your own time. I only bring it up because we were talking about you and numerology. So one of my biggest great habit, Judge Death. One of my biggest pieces of advice, I think, now, after everything that's kind of happened and what have you, is take it easy. Take it easy. like I said to you guys, I'm not gonna force myself to get back into things and go too quickly too soon. Uh, you know, I think we've set a nice pace with these live streams. I'm in the habit of doing these live streams now. Now I'm sort of ready to start doing other things. Ride-alongs in January. I possibly might drop the Tuesday live stream just because Tuesdays used to be the day that I post a video. So in the new year, I think what's going to be the case is post a video on Tuesday, live stream Thursday and Sunday. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But my biggest advice for beginner poets would be to just take it easy, learn the craft, and enjoy it. You know, um, before jumping all in. Just have fun with it to begin with. If someone comes to me and says, "Oh, I really want to get into poetry and do a poetry Instagram and stuff like that," I'd just be like, "Look, just take a month or two to just enjoy writing poetry. Don't think about Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. Just go slowly." I would also recommend writing for yourself when you start out. If you write for an audience, hey, sorry, I'm not copying you, Wednesday's child. I promise. I'm only just seeing your comment. If you write for an audience, you'll end up jumping hoops for the algorithm rather than create your own style. I promise. I promise, guys. I'm not plagiarizing Wednesday's child there. I read through every definition. I like to keep a note on each word, but I only study the words that jump out at me. That's really cool. That's really impressive, Judge Death. That takes a lot of discipline, actually. And it's good that you enjoy that. Yeah, as I say, I bought my dictionary for the exact same reason. Because really, let's be honest with each other, guys. You know, the internet is our dictionary now. Um, so I bought a book, a dictionary book to keep by my bed so I can read it every night before bed. And it just never happened. I think I did a couple of pages once and then, yeah. So that's really commendable, Judge Death. Well done. Well done, bud. Okay, guys, I'm seeing 7 likes. Are we on 7 or are we on 8? We're almost there. We're almost to 10. And we still got 30 minutes to do it, so we're on track. What's the best what's the best piece of advice anyone's ever given you? Cheers, mate. Yeah, of course. No, that's really commendable. Bravo. What's the best advice anyone's ever given you guys in terms of writing poetry? Hey, now we're on A. I'm seeing A. Thank you so much. Whoever's in here liking the video, thank you so much. And to be honest, guys, if you're watching the video but you're not in the chat, that's okay. That's okay. You can just watch. Don't feel peer pressured or anything. But at the same time, I do encourage you to get involved in the chat. We're nice guys and girls. We're nice people, should I say? So we're not going to bite your arm off, even if you have a different opinion to us. We're not going to bite your arm off. We're all respectful, and in turn, we just ask that you're respectful with any opinion you might have that differs. Um, so do get involved. Do feel encouraged. That's how these live streams work. Is the conversation. We're all here to have a discussion and a conversation. And likewise, if you're watching this on the playback, do feel encouraged to leave a comment down below the video and I will respond. I'll come back and respond and the discussion can continue. The thesaurus is your friend, though you don't need to use every synonym in every poem. Absolutely. While we're on a topic, that's my address book because I do like writing letters. So I have a few people's addresses. There it is. I think this has appeared in one of my videos. I remember talking about it before. This is a great little tool, guys. If you haven't got on yourselves a copy of this yet, I definitely recommend it. The Poet's Handbook and Rhyming Dictionary. And it is extensive, folks. This whole book, well, This whole book is pretty much on ways to rhyme, and I'll tell you how many pages it is on just rhyme alone. Well, put it this way, that's not quite the end. It might as well be, but that's page 353, just on rhyming, pretty much. The Poet's Manual and Rhyming Dictionary. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really read through the text at the front because I really only bought it for rhyming. But I think I said page 355, didn't I? And so from page 127 to page 355 are all rhymed, words that rhyme with each other. So it's incredibly extensive, a great resource. I'll just put that up to the camera again one more time. If you haven't got that, guys, um, you're missing out, honestly, for real. Nobody has ever given me advice on poetry. Everything I know about poetry is self-taught. I don't know anybody who writes poetry. Ah, well, you've got all of us now, so you got at least 5, 6 of us. We're your poetry friends now. Be true, heartfelt, reread several times, edit. How does your writing make you feel? Happy, sad, bring you to tears? That was what my high school teacher taught us. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a good teacher. Um, I'm sure there was some great lines in the Dead Poets Society that just don't come to mind at the moment. But do you know what? I love that. I love that line that Wednesday's Child gave us a little bit earlier, if I can find it. My eyes are stinging, guys. You don't need to love all kinds of poetry, but you can learn from all kinds of poetry. I need to remember that. That's fucking fantastic. Well done. Yeah, that's true. You guys are. Hell yeah, we are. Poets unite. Okay, I guess we've kind of wrapped that topic up. So we've still got 25 minutes or so. Uh, has anyone written any poetry this weekend? Or does anyone have any questions that they want to bring up or any topics you think might be good? I am running out of topics. I will say that much. The only After today, the only topics I've got are the ones we've already said we want to use for a midweek stream closer towards the end of the year, which are like hopes for 2024 and stuff like that. So, if you guys, hello Renee, welcome back to the live stream. Good to see you. Yes. Uh, if you've got any discussion topics, please throw them in the chat right now because I am a drought of topics. A discussion drought of discussion. I started a poem last night. Yes, you did, but I haven't touched it all day today. That's completely fine. I completely rewrote your sentence there. I'm well aware, but same same thing. Tomato, tomato. That's okay that you haven't touched it today. I'm not going to force this poem that I started this morning. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Hopefully, another 4 lines come to me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is. But that's okay. That's okay. I've been having a think and have a few ideas, but don't want to spam the thread. Wednesday Strolled, I would love you to spam the thread. I would love you to spam the thread. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. I did get a notification just off screen to the left. My left, probably your right if it's mirrored, I'm not sure. That you had maybe posted something on the thread. Here is a question. How long does it take us all to write a poem from start to finish? Take your time on it, mate. The words will come. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a poem for my friends. It's a poem for my friends, and it's an acrostic poem, and it's got 19 names, 19 names in it, acrostically, that I have to try and fit in. So it's going to take a while to write, but I got 4 lines in, so we're good. We're good. Take your time. What do you, as a poet, what do you, as a poet? This heart is my nemesis, and for some reason my eyes are struggling tonight. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I haven't put the heating on, so maybe the cold air is getting to my eyes. I'm not sure what it is, but what do you, as a poet, that heart, what your reader, what do you, as a poet, want your reader to feel? Honestly, okay, guys, I might get, you know, another slap on the wrist. That's 2 for tonight. I don't tend to think about what I want the reader to feel. Almost never crosses my mind. Maybe there's a poem here and there that I have sat down and considered. In fact, I'm sure there is. I've just thought of one. But for the most part, and I won't tell you. Sorry, guys. I need to get myself going again. I come crashing down from the high today. Um, I'm not going to tell you what poem it is because I don't ever enjoy explaining my poems. And I know it's such a common thing and cliche thing, but it's true. I don't ever want to explain my poems, and I've already said why I don't like to do that because I've had multiple people messaging me saying I love that poem because it makes me think of blah 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 blah, and it's in my head it's so far away, detached from what I wrote it about. Obviously, I never told them that. I said, "Oh wow, yeah, that's cool," and yeah, I never thought about that. Um, so I guess it did tell them. But where am I going with this, guys? I have no idea. What was the question? Oh, what do you as a poet want your reader to feel? So that's never considered for me. I write what's going on in here. I get it on the page and I put it out there. And once it's out there, I never really think about it again, unless a year down the line, like with the early hours, I read it again and I hate everything about it. um, which tends to be the case. But yeah, that's never a thought for me. Whatever the reader feels from reading my poem, if they feel anything at all except hatred, if they feel hatred to my poem, then no, I don't want them to feel that. But if they feel anything at all, then that's great and that's valid. And there you go. Enjoy, enjoy. Did I just really over explain something again? I'm sure someone in the chat's going to come along and just simplify everything I've just said into a couple of words. It varies. I tend to get an idea for a line or two and I'll throw them into my notes app. Then the next few days I build on it until it's a decent amount. I missed something. Let me just go up. Here is a question. No, I did read this. How long does it take for us all to write a poem from start to finish? And then in response, Wednesday's child said, it varies. I tend to get an idea for a line or two and I'll throw them into my notes app. Then the next few days I build on it until it's a decent amount. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's about the same for me. Sometimes I've written a poem in a day, in 4 hours. Sometimes I've written a poem in a week, 2 weeks. Some have never been written. For example, today when I opened my my file where I keep all my poems that hasn't been opened in so long, so many random lines and so many half poems and unfinished poems, and I just think, what? Especially the ones where it's just one line, where I clearly, as Wednesday's child has said, I've clearly thought of a great line and thought, oh, let me work around that. and never did. And now I read it and I think, what on earth does that mean? Some of my best ones I've written in minutes, and usually the longer I take, the worse they become. I usually wait a few days and edit, and of course, I usually find more mistakes. Yeah, yeah. In minutes is impressive. Minutes, I've never done it in minutes. I think I've written one in maybe 3 hours tops, possibly. I think somewhere yeah, there's a poem on my channel called My Guiding Lily. I wrote that in about 2, 3 hours. That's my quickest poem, I think. Maybe not even, yeah, 3 hours, possibly 3 hours. Maybe more like 2.5. I know that off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's the quickest I've ever written a poem. And it's on my channel somewhere. Somewhere. It'll be in the poetry playlist. Where in the poetry playlist? I challenge you guys to find, but then I'll transfer it to my journal and work on it. Journal. I haven't started journaling again, but it is out. Then I'll transfer it to my journal and work on it in there. Not sure about literal hours I spent. Where did that? What happened? Where'd it go? I don't want to sound horrible here, but sometimes when I write a poem, I don't even care what the emotion is. I'm writing in I am writing in heightened language what I have seen, an idea, etc. Yeah, that's cool. That's I don't know. That doesn't sound horrible at all, man. No, that's cool. There are poems that are out there that don't need emotion. I'm not saying that you're not writing emotional pieces without considering it. Don't forget, one of the themes of these discussions is the subconscious works a lot, and maybe you say there's no, consideration to emotion, but maybe consciously there isn't, but subconsciously there might be. I don't know. I don't know. But certainly doesn't sound horrible, man. No, you're good. How do you feel about negative feedback? Well, are we talking about negative feedback or are we talking about trolling and hate? Trolling and hate don't really don't really have time for. Like that comment I posted on my community tab, no time for that. I wouldn't even, well, to be fair, I wouldn't even class that as feedback. That's just being a certain type of person. Negative feedback is important, guys, and it stings. It's gonna sting, of course. It always stings. But at the end of the day, if it's constructive, you have to rewire your brain to think of it as not necessarily as a positive. I wouldn't go far as to say ignore the negative feelings around it because it's going to hurt to have negative feedback, and that's a good response. It's like pain, right? You we don't like pain. Well, all the time. We don't always like pain, but it's a response. It's the body telling us something isn't right, something's wrong. That's all pain is. It's a neurological thing. It's just the brain and the nerves telling the brain that something's wrong and we need to address it. So that's what we have to kind of think about negative feedback. It hurts, but it's something we have to address and learn from. So yeah, it hurts, it stings, but as long as we learn from it and we use it constructively and the feedback is constructive, then I think it's important. It's just something we have to train ourselves to enjoy, if that makes any sense. Why do you keep doing that? My chat is being funny as well. I don't aim to make a reader feel a certain thing, though I do try to get them to read it a certain way. Interesting. Yeah, if you by that you mean like meter and stuff, is that what you mean? And so far, there's still a lot in the chat to catch up with, but so far, um, the census is that we don't try and make someone feel a certain way. That doesn't have to be the case. You know, you can sit down and consciously think, okay, I want to move someone today, and I want them to feel inspired. Okay, let's go with that because I know Tanya, you said before you like to write inspirational things. You can. sit down and say, I want to inspire someone and write something about that. That would be amazing. You can sit down and say, okay, I want people to feel together. I want to bring people together and feel, um, I don't know, love, whatever, and write a poem about family and stuff like that. It is done. You're just talking to some people that don't tend to do it, but you can do it. One of the poems I didn't finish that was in this file of poems that I have um, was a poem about the environment and the world and the climate. And obviously, I sat down with the intention to inspire people to do something about the environment and stuff like that. So it is done. I just don't tend to do it a lot. Have you ever written a poem you absolutely hate? Every single one. Every single one. Especially, if it's been a while since I've read them, like I say, like I've been saying, the early hours, I pick up the early hours and I hate the majority of the stuff that's in there. So yeah, best poetry advice doesn't have to rhyme. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't have to rhyme. We all know. I mean, I just showed you my great big book of rhyme. I love rhyming poetry. It's my thing. It's my preference. But no, you're right. It doesn't have to. I just really enjoy it when it does. Best writing advice: get out of your own way. Yes, said by a friend who has far more faith in my ability than me. Yeah, and they are probably right. Get out of your own way. I think that can. Why does my chat keep doing this? That could probably be something for me as well. Get out of my own way. Is there anything in nature specifically that inspires you guys to write? I love all nature, but specifically trees. I love trees. I love photographing trees. I love photographing trees. I'll show you some photos. But trees always really inspire me. I love looking up at trees, especially like really old trees, because to me they tell stories. But yeah, like something like this. I love photographing trees. I got loads on here. I won't bore you with all of them, but yeah, trees are a huge thing for me. They mesmerize me. Does that sound really weird? Does that make me sound really weird? I normally get trolling and hate from people who think they are giving constructive feedback. Yeah, you get those people as well. You get those real smart ass people who just putting you down. And those are the people that unfortunately you have, especially when you're online and stuff, you have to kind of just get a thick skin with. Um, it takes a couple, as I say, it takes a while. It took me a few hate comments to kind of just go, do you know what, whatever. You got to turn it into a joke because most of the time, people that are given hate are as thick as a brick, as that guy said. They just don't communicate themselves at all. There's no need for hate. Constructive feedback, yes. Hate, what's the point? Move on. Baby mango. Everything in nature inspires me. That is my problem. Yeah, yeah. Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. My chat is being all over the place. Same here, Judge Death, but I think birds inspire me the most. I love birds too, most because they represent freedom, exactly, love, family. They bring forth a lot of omens, which inspires me. Yeah, do you know what? If I didn't say trees, and if you had asked me on another day, I'd say birds too. I love birds. Um, freedom, freedom, 100%. I look at them and see freedom and friendship, family. I love looking at birds too. Particularly in the morning, early in the morning when I'm walking Harry, and it's all misty and frosty on the ground, and they just like break the tree line. It's beautiful, beautiful. I wrote a poem called "A Seagull Stole My Life" from watching a seagull when I was in Cornwall. I was watching a seagull. birds feature a lot in the poems I write about nature. Birds, lakes, rivers. Nice. Yeah, I've never really looked at a lake or an ocean and wanted to write. That's interesting. Again, that's what makes this so exciting because we're all so different and got different things to say. 10 likes. Thank you so much. 10 likes and 9 minutes to go. You guys are amazing. I appreciate that so much. You guys are killing it as always. Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other night. Sorry to deviate from the conversation just here, but I'll come back to it. I was honestly thinking not last night, it was a few nights ago. And I'm not just saying this to big you guys up, although you do deserve it. There hasn't been a time, I don't think, where I've set us as a channel a target and we haven't hit it. I don't think there's been a time where um, we haven't hit it. Maybe if you go to a live stream two back, I think we're sitting on 19 likes instead of 20, but we basically hit it. So you guys do consistently meet my challenges, so I thank you for that. The next challenge for next year is a big one, 10,000 subscribers. I don't know. We got to spread the message. Okay, let me get back to the chat and stop ignoring you guys. Gosh, my eyes are really playing with me tonight. I personally love all my poetry. Do you know what, baby Mango? I'm so glad, honestly. That's so good because so many of us as poets end up hating our work, and it's a shame. So I'm really glad that you don't have that. Even the super simple ones, because it got me to feel something in the moment. I only find poems bad if they're toxic. Difficult for me to dislike somebody's poem. That's amazing. That's such a great attitude. I appreciate that. That's a good attitude to have, baby Mango, and keep hold of that. Not specific things, but seasons and how they change definitely inspire poems. I tend to write a lot about flowers and the coast, though it's not intentional. Okay, awesome. The coast is beautiful. The coast is beautiful. For any of you that kind of follow me closely may know that I love Cornwall. Cornwall is my home away from home, and there's a beautiful beach that I love to go to. It's a dog beach as well. It allows dogs. It's called Par Sands, Par Beach, Par Beach or Par Sands. I'm not sure, but it's great. Love the photos, Adam. Thank you. Wednesday's Child. Love it. There's so many different species of flower, so I love when people get specific. I also love how haikus and how they're typically about the weather. Sorry, that's not your writing. That's my eyes just not focusing. There's so many different species of flower, so I love when people get specific. I also love how haikus and how they're typically about the weather. What's your favorite flower, guys? Mine is rose. I know it's so cliche, a poet who loves the roses, but I love roses. I grow roses in my garden. I've got yellow ones, really light pink ones, royal red ones for the Queen's. They're special for the Queen's Jubilee, the one, the record breaking one that's just gone a couple years ago before she passed. Um, and then there's a beautiful orange one that's just come up. I'll put it in my community tab because somehow it's so cold here in the UK right now, but somehow it's bloomed. I don't know how it's bloomed. I think it might be because, say, this is the flower. There's like a leaf covering it like that, so maybe the frost didn't get to it, but out of nowhere it's bloomed, which is great. So I love roses. Where was I? We still got 5 minutes. So I'm going to try and catch up real quick on the chat. You guys are doing awesome tonight, and I'm struggling to keep up. I have written about half a dozen poems about trees. I love trees too. Aren't they amazing? I just look at them and as I say, particularly the old one, they really inspire me. And I think, wow, you've been here for so long and been through so many seasons and had so many events go on around you. Sorry, guys. Normally they're quiet. That one was quite loud. Those are great topics, Judge Death. Writing about a lake is a great idea. Not to sound like a broken record, but Ted Hughes is a master at writing about nature. No, Don't ever feel like a broken record. As I keep saying, that's what these live streams are for. Is for this engagement. Woohoo! 11 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How could I send you some of my poems? I used to have a PO box on my website, and I stopped making content for the longest time. So I'll have to sort that all out, and then once it's back up and running, I'll let you know for sure. Websites aren't cheap. My goodness, there's so many. Nothing's cheap these days, is it? The South Coast is my favourite place in England. There is something truly restorative about it. I don't know. Is that would be like Devon, would it? Devon or Brighton is about as much as I know. Well, technically, well, I suppose Far Sands is southwest. I agree. I have his book, Poetry in the Making. He explains his process of writing about nature. I have that, or I have that too. I don't think I've opened it yet, though. It's just collecting dust on my bookshelf, but I'm pretty sure I have that. If I don't have it, it's in my Amazon wish list. I don't have it, but it's on my to buy list. Honestly, Wednesday's child, I promise you, I'm not reading your comment and then just stealing it. I'm saying my stuff and then reading your comment that is basically saying the exact same thing. England is on my bucket list. Please come over, Tanya. We would welcome you with open arms. I love sunflowers. Nice. Lavender. Beautiful. I got a lot of lavender, but it always seems to die. I'm going to have to look up how to look after my lavender a lot better. I can't choose which is my favorite. Lavender is supposed to be a really good sort of de-stressor, so I just bought loads of it, but then it all died and didn't really work. It is a fantastic book. He provides a lot of insight. I'll have to give it a go. Jurassic Coast, Bournemouth area. Ah, okay. I went to uni in Southampton for about 6 months and then left because I was paying too much for it and it wasn't good enough. Daisies, I love. Hello, Matthew. Wow, where did you come from? Hello, Matthew. Welcome back. Daisies, I've got plenty of daisies. I had a West Highland Terrier called Daisy, if some of you remember going way back. And I put her ashes in with a load of daisies that are out in the garden now. I love the changing of the seasons. Everything about each season had something to write about. I like all flowers, especially wildflowers. Great minds think alike, eh? They certainly do. Okay, now I've caught up with the chat. It seems like a good time to quickly take a break. So let's take 5 minutes. I'm going to go and grab a drink. You guys know the drill. Please stick around and then we will. I can't even remember what the next topic discussion is. I'm going to have to check the title or my notes, or maybe someone will be kind enough to put it in the chat. But for now, let's take 5, go to the loo, grab a drink, and then we'll be right back. met. I know that wasn't quite 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna make sure that we're all met before we get back into it. Next topic, the first time I wrote a poem. Ah, yes. Tonight we're going to talk about our first time with each other. Lovely. Lavender needs good drainage. It tends to like slightly rocky soil. Well, that'll be why then. All mine is just regular soil and no drainage. Um, they're all sitting in a trough sort of thing. So that might be why. That might be why. I'm just going to wait a moment, see if we have everyone still here, because I did come back a little bit early. I just see that Wednesday's Child has posted in the forum. By the way, guys, if you're not aware, www.thepoetrycove.com/forum, Wednesday's Child has kindly created a thread in, is it in general? I'm about to find out. In general discussion, there is a live streams topic suggestion thread, which Wednesday's Child has posted a lot in. Not a lot as in a lot. Just few good ideas. I'm just looking at the new ones now. Censorship in classic poetry. Which fictional characters would you like to see poetry from? Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you, Wednesday's Child. If you're still watching, we will definitely. I don't know. Is everyone gone? Where is everybody? I will definitely use those on Tuesday. Wow, I think we lost everybody. It says one viewer. Oh, two viewers. I'm still here. Oh, okay. Hello, Wednesday's Child. I just saw your thing. My dashboard is saying there's only two viewers, so I'm not sure what happened. I'm here. Hello, Judge Death. Sorry, I might have caught you all a bit by surprise. I didn't let the whole countdown go because I was pretty late starting the stream, so I didn't want to keep you all. Oh, okay. I'm here. The stream stopped and I had to refresh. Okay, no problem, no problem. Well, I'm glad you're all back. Welcome back, welcome back. Don't forget, guys, if that happens, I am flying blind tonight. I don't have a preview. So, you guys are the guardians of the stream. That is what you are. Guardians of the stream. So, yes, thank you, Judge Death. The next topic is the first time I wrote a poem. I think I've told the story about my first poem a couple of times. I'll tell you again um, in a bit. But like before, because I have said it a couple of times, I want to hear about your first time, guys. Tell me about your first time. No, I want to hear about the first time you wrote a poem and how it made you feel, and if you can even remember it, how it made you feel. What was it about? If you don't mind sharing that. We are guardians, yes, guardians of the stream, guardians of the discussion. Yeah, if you don't mind sharing that story, I'd love to hear it because you guys have heard me say it countless times. So these streams are all about discussion and all about me getting to know you. I want to know you guys, as much as you might get to know me throughout all the videos and stuff. So please tell me about the first time you wrote a poem, and all the details you are willing to share. If you're just popping in, hello, welcome to the live stream. Please do feel encouraged to get involved with the discussion and with the chat. And if you're watching playback again, that goes to you as well. Please, all the discussion topics we bring up live are still open to you guys watching in playback. Leave a comment. I will certainly come back and respond to your comments. And I don't know, maybe some of these, I don't know if these guys watch the playback, but I know Judge Death does sometimes. They may even reply to your comment too. So please do feel encouraged. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. My subscribe numbers are a bit erratic at the moment. I think I'm posting on the community tab too much and scaring a lot of people off because quite a few people are unsubscribing. But thankfully, there are more people subscribing than unsubscribing. All right, we got some comments in the chat. Let's have a look. My first poem was a silly one for a cute story. It was for Halloween, but the first poem I put effort into was only a few years ago, called An Orchid in the Rainforest. Nice, which is the title of my debut. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Baby Mango. I love it. My eyes. I don't know why, but I heard that. I said it, but I heard it over here and it sounded really dramatic. My eyes. The first poem I wrote was in school. My teacher made me stand at the front of class and told everyone I must have stolen it. What the? I hope this isn't the same teacher that I said gave you good advice, because that teacher. See, this is why I skipped poetry class. Teacher, I hated school. I still do hate academic settings. I cannot sit in a room at a desk and listen to someone teaching me and telling me things, and I think it's an authority thing. I don't like authority. I don't like people telling me what to do. I'm the only person that can tell me what to do. Um, but wow, that's a little bit shocking. What a dick. Collection. Debut collection. I got inspired to write poetry because I got so upset over YouTubers who bullied Gabby Hanna, and I gave it a try, and now I love poetry. That's actually like really sweet. That's really sweet, Baby Mango. I like that. Bless you. That's awesome, and I'm glad that you ended up loving poetry. That's even better. I didn't touch poetry for nearly 20 years after that. I started it up again in lockdown after hearing about it being a good therapy technique to process and understand your emotions. Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe that happened to you though, but I'm glad that you found your way back to us. I'm here. Hello, Tanya. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just talking about our first time writing poetry. I have always been more of a short story writer. My first story was when I was in kindergarten, and my teacher said I wrote the best story. I'm sure you did. Well done. It's about a unicorn and turtle being best friends. Aw, that's cute. That's awesome. Yeah, she said there was no way a 13-year-old could have written it. Not the same person who gave good advice. Okay, as long as it's not the same person. I hope she is not teaching anymore. That is not someone that should be a teacher. I'm so sorry, Wednesday's child. I'm so glad you're back at it, though. Take it as a compliment, however. Yeah, and okay, that's a good point Baby Mango makes. Oh, stop kissing your tongue when you go to speak. I'm sorry, guys. It's infuriating. I know. If ever I do it, we need to come up with a way of getting me out of that habit, guys. What can we do? When I do it on stream, you guys have to like, I don't know, put some angry emoji in the chat or something. I gotta break that habit. I'm really sorry. Where was I? Baby Mango made a very good point. Yeah, take it as a compliment. And this is what I'm talking about, hate. If ever you guys decide to dip your toes into like Instagram and YouTube and put yourself out there, when you get hate, if you can, try and find the silver lining or flip it somehow. That's a good point. It was so good that your teacher said there's no way you wrote it. So that's actually a massive compliment. And that's how you kind of got to deal with it. Also, if you're receiving hate, as they say, it means you're on the right track. You're doing something right. I bumped into her when going to parents' evening for my daughter. She didn't remember me. Ironic considering how much of an impact her words had. Yeah. Did you say, and feel free to not answer this, but did you ever confront her about it? Did you ever say, hey, what you said to me was real crappy thing to say, and it affected me. But now I'm writing poetry. I hope you did. I understand if you didn't. I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. Or would I? Maybe I'd turn around and say, "Listen, don't discourage my kid." Would I? Nah. I'd probably tell the head teacher and then get them to do it like a little bit. I had to give up writing short fiction due to my ADHD. Oh no. That was a tut. That wasn't me kissing my tongue or my lip. That was a tut, an accident. Anyway, I wrote some short stories on a website called Wattpad, and it's still on there. Please don't go and search it because it's so cringy. It's so cringy. It makes me want to hurl. But yeah, I've got an account on a website called Wattpad, and there was a short story on there that I can't suffer. I can't stomach. And I started writing some short stories for a universe I was creating. You guys may or may not know, but I am creating a universe called Nerdians. Essentially, if you know what Comic Con is and cosplaying, it's about characters who can't differentiate between real life and like them as their character that they cosplay. And I wrote a short film. It was a parody of Back to the Future. It was called Nerdians Back to the Past. It won Best Comedy at Tokyo International Short Film Festival, which is really awesome. Connor, who played the supporting role, won Best Supporting Actor at Cleveland Comic Con Film Festival. And so essentially, I'm just world building and just putting a load of short stories together. But again, I haven't opened that in gosh, I don't know how long. I like it when poetry tells a story. Yeah, yeah, that's always good. Nerdian sound awesome. I've got a load of character profiles on my. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Don't steal any of this, guys. Uh, there's like some. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull up my little studio just to make sure I'm back in frame, which I am. Good stuff. So back to YouTube. Yeah, it's a fun world. I'm not gonna lie. It's so much fun to write. I I just need to get back into the want of writing. But I worked with so many amazing people on Nerdings Back to the Past. In fact, some of us just a few weeks ago, the IMAX in London, which is the UK's biggest cinema screen, they showed all three Back to the Future films back to back, and some of us from that film went. So it was a nice little reunion. I tried. I just can't complete them anymore. I start, then 1,000 words or two later, my concentration goes out the window. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Hopefully someday you'll find a workaround and can get back into it. But I understand. I like all Wednesday's Child. What did Wednesday's Child ask? I must have missed something there. No, I didn't. She was a horrible teacher when my mum was at the school, so I think she's just miserable. And honestly, I didn't want it to impact my daughter. Also, I hate conflict. Yeah, no problem. I understand. That's kind of crazy if I'm reading that right, that that teacher taught three generations. If I read that right, she taught your mum, yourself, and now your daughter. That's crazy. There was a teacher at my school like that who was always like, "I used to teach your dad," or "I used to teach your mum, and they were just as problematic as you are." And I was just, oh, okay. Not to me, to other people. I was a good boy in school. I was a good. I wasn't a good student because I don't like classrooms and that setting and learning in that way. But I was never a problematic student. You know, PE, I tended not to go to PE in the later years of school. Um, Poetry class, I would ditch most of the time. I was also part of the drama club, which was always beneficial because whenever we were rehearsing plays, out of nowhere, someone would, one of the older students would come and knock on my classroom door and be like, "Oh, Mr. Hurst," which was my drama teacher, "Mr. Hurst wants Adam for rehearsals." So I used to get out of classes like that as well, the legal way, if you like. Um, but I was never a bad student. Oh no, I was never a bad student. Was a good student. My citizenship teacher, sorry, I know I'm ignoring the chat at the moment and going off. My citizenship teacher was also my form teacher. I think her name was Mrs. Rosenberg. I think, I can't remember now. It's so long ago. She was such a nice lady and she genuinely cared. The ironic thing is, she genuinely cared about the students, it's particularly the misbehaving ones and, the ones that might not be doing so well at home, etc. But those were the ones that were always so horrible to her. And she had like an 80s Margaret Thatcher haircut in the early 2000s. And the kids were so cruel to her. And I think in the end, she ended up having a heart attack or a stroke, and I just felt so bad for her. I hope she's okay wherever she is now. I hope she's doing well and doing better and out of teaching because kids are cruel. Teenagers are cruel, especially in Feltham. I grew up in Feltham, which is the same town as Freddie Mercury. That's my claim to fame. Anyway, where did I get to? Also, sounds like you're more than a poet. That has the potential to be a fiction series. Yeah, I was actually writing it to be the next Netflix series. So basically, right, I wrote a full series. I've got a full series of scripts and got bored of that. I guess Judge Def can relate to that. Got bored of writing that and kind of perfecting it to a point where Netflix would hopefully take it on. But I couldn't just let it go. So I needed something that I could then write and shoot just to get that out of my system, which is where back back to the past came from. And then I needed to build the world to connect because Back to the Past happens just before the series, and then I decided to do a whole collection of short stories to build the world and stuff like that. And so yeah, yeah. And I should really get back to that at some point. Bruno, you guys know Bruno is always encouraging me because he loves that kind of Comic Con community and stuff, and he wants to get involved. So he's always like, "You should get that going again." Uh, we're still sitting on 10 likes, guys, maybe 11 likes. So if you're watching and you haven't liked yet, let's get up to 20 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes. I feel your pain. That's okay. Poetry seems to be more for you, Judge Dev, and that is okay. 100%. 100%. This laptop's playing funny games. Yeah. And that's okay. Different styles of writing work with different people. 110%. I'm fine with writing personal essays or commentary on movies. I like a topic. I have a topic. How do you guys feel about AI imagery for poetry collections? I published a few with AI images and it's super cool to me. I think one day it'll be popularized in collections. I I personally don't have a problem with it, but I'm sure if you asked artists how they feel, they would have a very different opinion. Similar to why the writers went on strike. Similar to why the writers went on strike in Hollywood, artists are probably not too keen on the idea of AI imagery. Personally, if the tool's there, use it. Especially if you're self-publishing a collection and don't have money to pay for an illustrator, then use it. And if the results are what you're looking for, no one can hold it against you. I certainly wouldn't hold it against you. Um, Artists will obviously have a very different opinion on that, rightfully so, I guess. I'm sure if newspapers I think it's the Guardian that does poetry of the day in every newspaper. If they started using poems by AI, then we would have something to say as poets, right? But by no means am I telling you not to do it. Like, do it. It's a tool there. It's cheaper than having to pay an illustrator. I won't hold it against you, but there is a discussion to have. So let's see what the other guys say in the chat. Yeah, 3 generations. Both Mum and I thought she was ancient then when she taught us. She's probably Downs shots of form formaldehyde before bed. I don't know what formaldehyde is, but I'm sure I can imagine. Judge Def, maybe a collection of essays in your future. Yeah, that would be awesome. By the way, Judge Def, if you write essays, I would love one for the poetry magazine. At the moment, I'm just kind of writing them, but I would love you to submit an essay to the magazine if you'd be willing. Message me on the Poetry Cove because if you've got one that you think would fit the magazine, then for you I'll waiver the submission fee for sure. I hope so. I just have to find something interesting to write that other people will like to read. Yeah. I think AI and artists can coexist. I used to be against it, but over time I started to like it more. I would hire artists if I was able. Yeah, listen, and I'm sure you would, baby mango. I'm sure you would. It's not cheap. I don't hold it against you at all. And look, I AI is fine. It's fun. I made AI paint Aragorn sitting on the toilet, and likewise, I had Legolas sitting on the toilet. I'm just that sounds super weird, but just for fun, for giggles, just to see what we could come up with. I had Shakespeare. I think I put Shakespeare writing a poem on the toilet, which had fun result. So look, it's fun. It's fun, and I don't blame you against it at all. Judge Death, we will read your essays. Whatever interests you, we will interest somebody else somewhere. 100%. I will send you a message on the Cove, mate. Yeah, please do. I'll waiver the submission fee if you've got an essay for the magazine. Feel the same way about AI using books as source material. Yeah, yeah. Look, there's always going to be. I think honestly, guys, I just think we live in such such a crazy time. I saw I saw an AI golem rapping on stage, and I just stopped myself and thought, what kind of world am I living in? That people sit at their table and write. Says the guy who put Legolas and Aragorn on the toilet. The difference is I didn't like make I don't have an Instagram page with it all. I just realized I am the problem. As I'm saying that, I'm also the problem, but we do live in a funny world, don't we? You're funny, Adam. Yeah, I just realized I'm part of the problem. We do live in a weird time, though, guys. A weird time in history. When you think about what's going on, AI kind of creeps me out. I don't know why, but it does. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Whenever I talk to AI, whenever I'm doing something with AI, I always make sure I'm super polite. Like, hi, hope you had a good day. Could you please do this for me? And when they do it, I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day. Speak to you when I need you again. Just in case they take over the world, I want them to know I'm a good guy. I don't like using AI to write something like a story or poem. I don't mind it being used to help writers structure their stories. Sure. I mean, I use it for like Instagram captions and stuff like that, and product descriptions. I'm working on some new products for the Poetry Cove, and I'm crap at sales. I don't like selling myself. I don't like selling things. I don't like convincing people to support me, sort of thing. I know I'm like liked in that, but when it comes to asking for money, I get really timid about it. So I need AI to write all that stuff. It has that effect on a lot of people. Yeah, I just like the imagery at the moment. I haven't used AI to write anything though. I'm not that comfortable with it yet. Sure, sure. By the way, guys, how far did we get in the first time you wrote a poem? Oh, I know. So Wednesday's child first wrote a poem in school and had a terrible experience with it. Did we get everyone else's? Sorry, because I keep going on a rant today. My brain's not quite with it. Baby Mango has always been sort of a short story writer. Did we? Okay, my first poem was a silly one for a cute story. It was for Halloween, but the first poem I put effort into was only a few years ago, called "Oh Yes, That's Right," because Gabby Hammer's criticism. Did we get one from Judge Death? Oh no, are we saying Judge? No, Judge Death is saying about short stories. Sorry to Judge Death if I missed your first time writing a poem. My bad. There's some funny stuff that AI has written though. For some reason, a lot have been AI right about is Shrek. Oh, okay. Judge Death, I thought it was just me. Thank you. AI kind of creeps me out. Yeah. I mean, when I sit back and think about it, it's super scary. I also use AI sometimes for research. So if I want to know something, uh, for example, when was the first poem discovered? I'll use AI for that. But I don't know. Can you trust AI for that? I think they just scan the internet, right? Suppose you can't really trust it in case it gives you fake or incorrect information, I suppose. AI is everything the Terminator was warning us against, right? I saw a video. I saw a video. Um, it just come up. Speed date. 10 YouTubers speed dating AI. There's a robot called Sophia. Has anyone seen that video? Scary. Really, like, really scary. I'd have to go back into my first poetry notebook from 2014 to see what my first poem was. I know I never edited it or used it at all. I wrote my first poem in 1977, but didn't write for years afterwards because I was raising the family and all my time went into that. That's fair enough. That's totally understandable. I use Perchance. It's free and can change the art style. Okay, I've not heard of that one. I use Canva for everything. I use Canva for designing the magazine, social media posts, other stuff for personal use, and they've got like an AI thing where you can, you know, type in what you want. Sophia terrifies me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My first recent poem was called Pestilence, and wrote 2 parts. That's awesome. That's awesome. For those who don't know, I mean, I've said it plenty of times. I think everyone in the chat tonight has probably heard me say it before. My first poem was in college. I would have been 17, 18. And I think it was either for an ex partner's birthday or for Valentine's Day, one of those two. And we went to Kingston College, Kingston upon Thames. We went to the college there and we used to hang out by the bridge and stuff. So I drew with a coloring pencil and everything. I went all in for this. I drew an illustration of Kingston Bridge, and then on top of that, I wrote the poem. I would love to see that now, just to read it, just to see what the caliber of the poem. I mean, I can't draw, so the illustration alone would have been fairly disappointing. But I would be interested in what the poem was. This might sound crazy, but I like to write poems about people I kind of like to look at them in a way like a caricature, but in written form. Please don't judge me. Look, I don't judge anyone. Well, that's a lie. But I wouldn't judge you for that by any means. I wouldn't judge you for that by any means. That's kind of cool. And that's like your own sort of style as well. Um, Yeah, I'd be interested to read one of those actually, just to kind of see what you mean by a caricature of them. You have a wealth of wisdom for poems now. Writing about raising a family would make great poetry. Yeah, I feel like there's a gap in poetry for that as well. A collection on raising a family would make would probably sell. There's an idea for you. I really hope that wasn't so loud for you guys. Sorry. Man, I'm such a klutz. It's actually not too chilly. I haven't had the heating on once. I'm not too I'm not too cold. We're still sitting on 10 likes, guys. If we can push that up. We've been sitting on 10 likes for a while. If anyone's watching that hasn't liked this video, please do like that video. Or even like this video too. I'd really appreciate it. It would help us a lot. I just remembered I'm submitting the article next week. Can I also submit a few poems? Of course, yes. The more the merrier, baby mango. Thank you. Uh, do you have an account on the Poetry Cove, baby mango? Because for the article, like I've offered to Judge Death as well, for the article, not for the poems, but for the article, I'll waiver the submission fee. Because I've been waiting for people to submit essays and articles for, well, since we started, and no one ever has. So I've been writing them all myself. Um, so for the article, as with Judge Death, I'll waiver the fee, the submission fee for that. There are no rules about what poetry is or isn't. Write what you enjoy. Yeah, 100%. Poetry isn't one defined thing that we all have to adhere to. It's different for everybody. It sure is. Yeah, I don't know. Did you say, what did you say? It might make you sound crazy or horrible or something like that. It definitely doesn't. That sounds like a really cool style to adopt, and we always talk about finding your voice as well, so that's awesome. Hey, Mitchell Malone, the boxing champ, is in the house. Hello, Mitchell. I know you WhatsApped me not too long ago. Obviously, I've been streaming, so I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll get back to you for sure. We're just talking about well, we're not really talking about anything in particular at the moment. We were talking about the first time we wrote a poem. So, if you can tell us about the first time you wrote a poem and how it made you feel and why you wrote it, I would really appreciate it, man. Mitchell, by the way, guys, Mitchell is a good friend of mine and an old work colleague. We used to work security at a theme park together 2 years ago, and I left, but we have stayed in contact. And I actually published one of Mitchell's poems, so I know that you have written a poem. If you're comfortable sharing the story, where did we get to? I don't have an account yet, but I'm on it. And thank you, I appreciate that. If you create yourself an account and then use the chat feature to find me and message me, we'll go from there and we'll figure out ways to sort you out without having to pay the submission fee for your article. Mitchell's also a boxer, by the way, guys, which is why I called him the champ. Hey, it's all good, bro. Just another quote on that. Yeah, man. Last year we worked together. It was great times. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds great. Yeah, yeah. Mitchell's a good guy. Mitchell's a good guy. Make him feel welcomed. He's not massive on the poetry thing, but he does write poetry. So make him feel welcomed. Hi, Mitchell. Thanks, guys. Mitchell, if I don't know how long you've been hiding in the shadows, but If you're still here, please like the video. We've been sitting on 10 likes for 40 minutes. So it's down to you to take us up a level. So, okay, I am out of topics now, folks. So it's all down to winging it. If anyone has anything they wish to discuss, what did Nikki put in the forum? Maybe we can take one of those. I have actually written some about family issues, and I wrote an allegory called The Fiddler when I first wrote it. I won't say the name, but it's about a certain politician. Fair enough. Yes. Yeah, I didn't start by saying no politics, no religion, but I know you guys know the drill. Okay. I don't want to use this one because I think that deserves a whole half on it. Hey, thank you, Mitchell. If that was you, I know we've bumped up, we've moved up in likes. So if that was you, Mitchell, thank you so much. If that wasn't Mitchell, then sorry to whoever I gave credit to. It's just, sorry to whoever I stole credit to. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Okay, fictional characters. Which fictional characters would you like to see poetry from? I think we briefly touched upon this before, didn't we? Because I remember Edward Scissorhands coming up, and we were discussing how Edward Scissorhands would. Oh, we've moved up again. Thank you so much, whoever has come in and liked. I appreciate you so much. We're trying to get to 20. I think I think we might be a bit too far off for 20 tonight, but that's okay. We'll hopefully the um rein guys, okay, we got to figure out a way to get me to stop doing that. Hopefully the reinforcements in playback will get us up to 20, because we may not be able to make it to 20 tonight. Maybe 15 if we can get to 15, and then the playback folks can hopefully get it up to 20. What was I gonna? What was I? Oh yeah, fictional characters we want poetry collections from. Edward Scissorhands has been one. I think Jack Sparrow was one. Sensing a theme here. Alice from Alice in Wonderland, I think, was one. Do you know who we never said? I don't think. Beetlejuice. Do we think Beetlejuice would write good poetry? Do we think Beetlejuice could come up with a collection? The Grinch? I feel like the Grinch would be the the fictional version of Bukowski. The Grinch would write Bukowski-esque poetry, I think. A Jack the Ripper poetry collection. Ah, yes, Mitchell. My one and only poem was about the dark times I was going through a few years ago. I called it Dancing with the Devil. I was near death but managed to bounce back, and here we are. Yes, and that's the one I published, isn't it? Great poem, by the way, guys. And I'm glad that you managed to bounce back because you're awesome, dude. My personal choices would be Alice from Luther. I don't watch Luther and Villanelle. What? Villanelle from Killing Eve. Well, she would have to write a poetry collection, wouldn't she, if she's called Villanelle? That's cool. I haven't seen any of those, but I'll take your I'll take your suggestion. I'll trust your suggestion, should I say? Hey, 13 likes. Thank you so much. Okay, we come on, guys. We can definitely get to 15. If you're watching this and haven't liked the video, if you know any poets who haven't subscribed and aren't here right now, get them in here. Give them the link. Let's get to 15 likes. I'm sorry, I've looked into it, but I don't have an account either. Yeah, either. That's okay. Hey, don't apologize. Don't apologize. That's fine. If you want to, thepoetrycove.com, general discussion and poetry discussion you can get access to with a free account. You don't need to become a member for that. And that general discussion is where the topic is, the Fred's topic, ding dong, thingy majig. But don't apologize. Don't be silly. Beetlejuice would be funny. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine Beetlejuice's collection definitely being something worth having on my shelf. My personal choice is okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, that's the one you published for me. I really appreciated you doing that for me. Absolutely, man. You're a good guy. You're a good guy. You deserve it. I'm a good friend. Uh, all I said was Beetlejuice. I'm confused. All I said was Beetlejuice. Tanya was laughing. Tanya is giggling at JD. Ah, I need to change the settings on this laptop. The mouse pad is too sensitive to clicks. I'm barely even touching it, and it's registering it as a click. I think Tanya's just agreeing with you, bro, about Beetlejuice being funny. Dude, you're killing me. Seasons one of both shows are some of the best British TV we've had in recent years. Oh, really? I know Luther is popular. The other one I've not heard. It's just left my chat box. Let me scroll up. Killing Eve. Yeah, I've not seen that. Shrek. Shrek. Shrek's poetry, guys. Can you imagine? I'm just taking a moment to take that in. Dear Fiona, a sonnet to Fiona from Shrek. Yeah, that would be great. And a response by Donkey. Yes, Donkey's. Let's be honest, Donkey's would be an epic poem, wouldn't it? Donkey's poem would go on for pages and pages and 18 pages front and back. Let me know if you get that reference. 14 likes. Thank you so much, guys. If we get one more, you've hit 15 for me. I don't think we'll hit 20, but we seem to have quickly got a few likes going. So if we can get to 20, then I'll be incredibly impressed. But I don't think we can. So I'll be happy with 15. If we get to 20, then you guys are the goats. Friends, yeah, you got it, Judge Jeff. And Wednesday's child, you got it, you got it, you got it. Let me just scroll up for a second because I've missed some in the chat. Yes, JD, that struck me funny. Welcome, Mitchell. Shall I say it again? You're a good friend. You're a good friend. No, you're a good friend. No, you. No, you. Respond. Okay, I'm caught up. Wow, this laptop, guys, is so sensitive. All right, let's get one more like. One more like, and I'll think. Let me think of other fictional characters. Oogie Boogie? Maybe Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. You're on 15 likes, Adam. Five more to go. Oh, yeah, for some reason, and welcome to the stream, by the way. Uh, for some reason, I always see one below what we're actually on. I don't know why. Oh, thumbs up, friends. Yeah, boy. Okay, so we're on 15. We might be able to get 5 friends forever and ever and ever. Thumbs up, friend. Uh, I don't know where I am. The Corpse Bride. The Corpse Bride. I don't think I've seen that. Is that another Tim Burton? Is The Corpse Bride the other Tim Burton film that's kind of like A Nightmare Before Christmas? Because I know there's another sort of. Is it stop motion? Clay stop motion? I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Fictional characters. All right, here's one for you. Jason Voorhees. Any for any horror fans out there? Jason. Can we see a poetry collection coming from Jason? That would be intense. That'd be like that'd be super intense. That'd be just that'd just be a knife through the page, wouldn't it? Yes. Okay. I haven't seen that. Is it any good? Talking about like morbid poetry, Snape, Dumbledore. From Peter Pan, Wendy. I can see Wendy putting a collection together. How did we get to this conversation? Wendy and Peter Pan and Hook. Just we got 10 minutes left, guys. If every poem would just say kill, kill, kill. Yeah, yeah. Eeyore, Eeyore. Interesting, interesting. I don't know too much about Winnie the Pooh. I know Eeyore is like depressed and stuff, right? That would be some deep poetry. I'm working on another poem at the moment, to be honest. Well, I'm trying to find the time, but I'm getting there. Yeah, man. Hey, you got to train for the next fight as well. So you got a lot going on. But as soon as it's ready, send it to me. I'd love to read it. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes left. We may have run out of discussion. If anything comes up, if you can think of anything, if there's anything you want to ask me or each other, Eeyore's backstory would be an awesome collection. I don't know JD quoth the Raven? Quoth the I think Raven. I think Tanya and Judge Death, I think, have got something like a conversation going on that I keep missing. I'm not quite sure. Ruby Gloom's friend, Misery, would write some deep poetry. You got this, Mitchell. Absolutely. Keenan and Cal. Keenan and Cal. Interesting. Who would have the better poetry collection out of those? I feel like Cal's would be. I feel like Keenan would almost be like almost sort of touch really deep topics. I was trying to think of. I was going to say I feel like Keenan would be more like Bukowski area, but then actually I no, I don't think he will. Keenan would be like super deep emotional maybe, and Kel would be more Dr. Zeus. Thank you, baby mango. I'll do my best. Yeah, boy. Going back to Judge Death, Ruby Gloom's friend Misery would write some deep poetry. Who who's Ruby Gloom? Am I missing something there again? Is that you're going to explain it to me and I'll be like, oh, of course, but I don't know who Ruby Gloom or Misery is. I think Cal's would be the surprising one, and he would blow us away. Yeah, his would be like. Do you think? Okay, so do you think his would be like? I don't know. Let's name a poet. Someone. Do you think Cal's would be super deep, but in a approachable way? Does that make any sense? Ruby Gloom is a cartoon character. She has bird friends called Edgar, Allan, and Poe. Okay, okay. Ruby Gloom. I'll have to look that up. Ruby Gloom. Ah, yes. Now I know who it is. By Ruby Tuesday. Hi guys, maybe we'll wrap up a little bit early. This feels like a natural end to today's stream. Tuesday will be a stream, of course. Let me have a quick look when we plan to do our hopes for 2024. I can't remember the show's name. The one with the angel and the devil are quite like that show. Just have a terrible memory. I'm not Not sure I've seen that one. Her cat is called Doom Kitty. Nice. Misery and Doom Kitty. Let me quickly look at the calendar. Oh, okay. Okay. So we were saying something about doing it as a midweek stream, you know, our hope for 2024. We could do it on the 28th, Thursday the 28th, which is just before New Year's Eve, obviously. But that's a while away. That means we've still got six, no, more than that, six, seven. We got 7 streams between now and the 28th, including one on Christmas Eve. So we got a lot of thinking to do, guys. I'm going to need your help on this. Please, please, if you can think of anything that you think would make a great discussion, if you think of anything that you think might not make a great discussion, still like put it forward, suggest it, because it might. Wow, I haven't said "cos" in years. What are you guys doing to me? All that nostalgia of school has hit me. Because you might think it's not a great topic, but it ends up being a great topic. That does happen. So make sure you suggest everything. If you can, create an account over on the poetrycove.com/forum. Go to general discussion. You'll see Wednesday's Child has put something in there for discussion topic suggestions. Because we got a lot of streams to get through before hopes for 2024, which is all I've got left on my phone. So uh, I will see you on Tuesday, guys. Have a good evening, and I'll quickly catch up on the chat, and then I'll say good night. I can't remember the show's name. Her cat is called Yep. What would be your greatest achievement with your writing? Does anyone have a goal, or do you enjoy writing poetry? In terms of goals, we do have the 2024 goal, but I think I said before in the laureate stream, 2 streams before this, that a goal of mine would be to be a poet laureate in some way or some fashion. I don't know how. Maybe not necessarily UK laureate, but maybe a regional laureate, or I don't know. I don't know how. But do you mean Good Omens? Yes, Good Omens. Corpse Bride is free on YouTube right now. I may even go and watch that right now. Then Corpse Bride is so good. Okay, if it's free on YouTube, I may even go and watch that after this. My goal is getting my book written. My wish for you today. That's great. Yes, I wish you all the luck with that, Tanya. I hope that goes swimmingly. Good night, all. Still early here in North Carolina. Bye, broski. Speak soon. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. Okay, guys. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. And I'll see you all on Tuesday. Hi, Garage Poets Open Mic. Unfortunately, I'm just saying goodbye. But you can watch this in the playback. It's been a good stream. And I'll have to catch you on Tuesday, my friend. Uh, Happy writing, everyone, and see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here and for the likes and the comments. Love you guys. Long time. Sorry I'm so awkward. Sorry you have to put up with my awkwardness.